All right, welcome to another episode of the Council of Ties. This is going to be a very special episode because we are doing a whole bunch of stuff we've never done before. I am Ty Glorious, joined as always by Staxx237 and Adapty. You'll notice right away this format is different. We are actively working to improve the podcast, and we will continue to do so in the pursuit of making this the best product that it can be. Also, the episode format is going to be a little bit different too. This is something that I had an idea to try a while ago, and there'll be more of these in the future, featuring other people's favorite games as well. But to start, we're going to have Ty Staxx kind of play Bloodborne, one of his very favorite games, if not his favorite game.
Definitely my
for
favorite,
an hour or so, and then we're going to talk about Bloodborne and the Souls games and just kind of chat about that. It should be good.
Yeah. Do I just load right into a new one, or
I would just start a new file, right?
start a brand new one? This is my baby. 372 Gandalf.
I mean, I can't talk. That's how my Elden Ring hours look on one of mine. I think I have like 80 hours on just one character alone.
172.
So right away, this game, I love this game because it kicks off talking about something called pale blood and blood ministration, which initially you have no clue what they're talking about, but it's actually really, especially pale blood concept is actually really insane. Really nuts.
Is there like old lore behind like the pale blood stuff? Like,
no, I think pale blood is their thing because, and okay, I should also preface this is going to be a spoilery episode. We're going to talk about lore. We're going to talk about other Souls games as well. So, you know, if you haven't played Bloodborne, well, go ahead.
How did you just move the keyboard? Whoa! How'd you do that?
Center with this, yeah.
You can do that,
brother.
My God!
Come on, buddy.
Also, good. 2,000 hours on my PlayStation at least, and I didn't know that.
Such a nice subtle flex too with the classic
like
controller too.
That?
I do.
I
dude, do.
Come on.
I'm so envious that you have that. I do not have one of those.
So good.
Also, I have a question. It's not.
Let me get the spoiler warning out there real quick.
Yeah, you go.
It's important. We're gonna be talking lore a little bit. Anybody that's played this game as much as I have or Ty Staxx has, there's a lot of lore in the game, and some of it's indecipherable. Some of it you have to probably go watch a bunch of YouTube videos, which is I've done. But we're not gonna shy away from spoiling stuff. So if you have a desire to play Bloodborne and for some reason you haven't, maybe this isn't the episode for you, but watch it anyways. Just muted.
I have a quick question for you guys because after this, I'm deciding what console to buy Lego Batman on, and I can't figure it out. Should I get it on PC or PlayStation? Because I can connect a controller to my PC, but I know the game looks beautiful on computer, like PC. Like you can absolutely crank the gameplay looks and stuff like that. So
the PC port runs really well.
Okay,
I got it on Steam.
Good to know. Well, and the best part is like say I don't like the game in the first hour, I can refund it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I won't. I'm just saying, God forbid I don't.
And then you can go pick up Pragmata instead.
Exactly.
No,
I'm surprised you didn't make it bald for Tight Glorious.
Should I?
No, not everything has to be bald. It's okay. So Bloodborne, just like all the Souls games, decent character creation. You could make some monstrous freaks in this game if you take the time.
Definitely can. I had one. It was a Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, that's fire.
And they have the perfect hair for it. Forget where it is.
Oh yeah, I saw the hair.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Right here, this one.
Dude, that's so peak.
It's so perfect.
Wow.
So perfect. You can do a lot of things. One thing I want to touch on with the origin, a lot of people skip past this. I always pick Milquetoast because it's the most generic one. It is basic. You get a little bit of everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you play a game, this is your warrior class. But you can do cruel fate, and You know that they're very arcane heavy. You can do Noble Scion and their blood tinge.
I always go high dex in these games. I
Loan?
don't know what dex is. I thought dex was
It's
a skill in this game.
skill is dex in this
Skill.
Should be
game.
here.
Yeah, so I would do probably that, but that's just
Ooh,
because I love high
professional.
dex weapons in Souls games.
My favorite thing about this screen, go back to the origin for Milk Toast just real quick. The description up there at the top is ordinary, happy upbringing. That's probably the only time in any Souls game anywhere that anybody's ever had a happy upbringing.
Yeah,
I know.
And you
it's
get to do it. You can
crazy,
do it
right?
in Bloodborne, and this person's existence isn't going to be happy for very long. I don't think that's a spoiler in itself, but they're gonna see some stuff.
if I don't remember what my first one was. If I had to guess, my first one would probably be Violent Past, because I wanted a strength build. I wanted to be strong.
Yeah.
It's a Souls game. I want to hit hard. And then I realized it's not the way you play these games.
You
And then
don't want to.
I
trust
just
me.
started going just generic and seeing how fast I can run
The
through it.
strength weapons in this game are not great.
They're not.
Yeah, this game's about dexterity and speed, I feel like.
It is very much so. It's about taking risk with your speed and agility as well.
So
Go for
we're
it.
gonna
Let's
go
launch it.
milquetoast on this one.
I'm for it.
I wish I could have picked my age. I forgot I can't pick my age. I would have picked 6'7".
That's crazy work, bro. 6'7".
So anyway, Pale Blood. We touched on it briefly. Pale Blood is, I think it's a concept unique to this game because it refers to actually like alien blood, like not aliens in the sense of aliens from outer space, but like more like aliens in the sense of like a Lovecraftian horror sense. The
Yeah.
Pale Blood is, although there are like kind of traditional gray men aliens in this game.
There are.
It's a crazy game.
Not to go too far into this game. It seems like Glory, you've played this game a good bit.
A ton, yeah.
Iosefska, man, I love her. She's awesome.
Do you like fake Iosefka? Oh my gosh, Yosefka. Do you like fake Yosefka or real Yosefka better?
Real,
Okay.
real, definitely real.
So
Normally I
backstory
skip
to this
through
game.
these, but I'll let them all play out.
No, because this is cool. You wake up. This is literally your story. Is you wake up on this table, being revived, because you came to Yharnam to seek the Pale Blood. Because the Yharnam is cursed. If you can't tell, Yharnam is cursed. And you're That's very loud. You're
Yeah,
a
it is.
hunter, and you've come to Yharnam to hunt the beasts, to join the hunt, essentially. And you wake up on this table.
Oh
That
my
is
god, that is
so
loud. Why is that so loud? Holy crap. Wait, can you go into your Elgato settings real quick? Because my god, is that input that up in the top right corner? Oh my god.
Which one?
It's so funny too because the voice was so quiet.
The voice was very quiet. General, yeah, it doesn't give me an option to just solely do. I lowered it a whole bunch.
I wonder if we can't. Can we not lower? Can you not lower maybe that scene?
No,
software?
it's only in editing you can.
So right
Yeah,
now
this
I
might
have
not
it.
be it.
I have it music all the way down, sound effects. I have it to. I'll put it to 1, and then voice I'll put to 4 because the voice was low.
The voice was very quiet.
All right.
Roll into some more stuff real quick if there's anything else to break, because that'll be a good indicator. That's doable. We can live
That's
with that, I
way
think.
better. So I
Okay,
just found
cool.
out our pro plan is 15 hours of recording, I think, a month, which I feel like is fair because we don't do much more than
That's
that.
plenty, yeah.
So it should be fine.
There was another little note there telling you to seek Pale Blood to transcend the hunt. So There's some early kind of storytelling here, but no real notion of what any of this means yet. And this is typical of Souls games, right? If you've played any of the Souls games, starting with Dark Souls, you would know that this kind of storytelling, this environmental storytelling, this slow burn storytelling, this kind of finding things on your own storytelling that's their bag.
All right. I do have a question. What's your first weapon of choice? And it better be the saw.
It's the saw cleaver. Yeah.
It's like, can't you take that one weapon to the end? It's like that good.
Yes.
The saw cleaver is really good. Yeah, it's probably the most well-rounded weapon in the game.
The only thing I never got great at with the saw cleaver is what's it called? Is the switching.
Yeah, mess them up.
You know when you do the mid swing switch?
Yeah, the weapon transformation function.
Yeah, it's a little hard. I did get pretty good at the parrying. Let's see it.
I want to point out, like, again, typical of Souls games, this is that first encounter. You're not necessarily meant to survive this.
You want me to
But
die?
you know what? You can. You can kill
I'm
this
trying
guy.
to get a visceral on him, but
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying to get what is that,
There's
blow to the back?
there's so many systems to talk about.
That's where you do like a heavy attack behind them and you grab them, right? And then you use their blood to heal?
No,
yes,
so-
essentially, kind of, sort of.
Like a grab attack.
It stuns
Yeah.
them for you so you can get a follow-up critical strike.
I just won't let him touch me again.
I wish they were able to port this to like PS5 in a way that made it like a remake. Like if they did a Bloodborne remake, they could take all my money in the world.
They don't
It's
even need
such a
to
good
remake
game.
it. They just need a 60 FPS remaster. That's all
what
they
I'm
need.
saying.
They would print money. I just don't understand why this is not happening.
Well, and also I don't understand why it happened too, because the studio that made this game, the like sub studio, I think it's shut down or Sony acquired it or something like that. Like they have the rights. They have the rights. They just refuse to use it.
Oh,
I
no,
think
they
Sony's
died.
just upset about Concord.
There's I think there's a lot of things to be said about like the Bloodborne. I think they understand that From Software knows that they have such like a hold on the Bloodborne community that we'll just keep playing this game, until they make it. So they have
But we'll pay them for it again, though.
Unless Duskbloods lives up to the hype. That's the only way.
Well, my problem with Duskbloods is we still don't even know what it is. We just don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's apparently
It could be
multiplayer,
anything.
which is
Yeah.
making me very hesitant. Like it's like you can play with multiple people.
No,
And-
dude, Night Rain was awesome, though.
No. I'm saying in the sense of like, can you play it solo like this Bloodborne? Or is it like Night Rain where it's like this one run and you're done? Like that's what I'm confused about, if you get what I mean. Like what does that entail for all of us?
So this game returns to the hub world concept that they kind of started with Demon Souls.
Yep.
And in this game, the hub world is kind of, I don't know, kind of like the afterlife, but not really. You die, you come back here, but you can also just travel here, and it's called the Hunter's Dream.
Yep.
And the first time you come here, you pick up this equipment. You get to pick up a weapon, and there's a couple of different kinds of weapons. And the weapons in Bloodborne are really unique because you can transform them. Almost, I think every melee weapon has two forms. So the saw cleaver is what Staxx picked, which is the best weapon, the starting weapon, and it has this kind of quick form where it's folded up in half, and then it has this much larger, heavier hitting form.
And then you can switch it
transform
midway through.
Mid-swing, which is really cool.
It's such a good game.
I went into speedrun mode and was going to instantly sell all of my clothes.
I
had to stop.
You do you. No. You do how you're playing it. And the other thing, too, is you don't have a shield in this game. There is a shield in this game. But if you're familiar with other Souls games, they're really... You don't have to play sword and board, but there's a lot of mechanics in the game that make Sword and Board and other Souls games really useful, like parrying and even blocking is just useful. Not in this game. You don't do that. In fact, the
just like-
shield item that you pick up, the item description literally says that it's worthless.
And I will say I love the pistol parry mechanic that you have. It's so good.
Yeah, so that's what you have instead. You have a firearm that you
Yeah.
can use to parry, essentially.
And it
When-
works
when-
so well.
It does.
It-
So when enemies attack, you have an opening there to shoot them, and it stuns them, and then you get a visceral attack follow up.
Just
It's
like that.
crazy. I don't know. I gotta actually play through it. I only ever got to the second boss and I almost beat him and I stopped playing because my friends and I were playing together and beating bosses together and then they just stopped, so I stopped. But I gotta actually I'm saving this is gonna sound wrong, but I'm saving Bloodborne for last because I know it's goated. I'm probably gonna do Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 very soon because I have all of them. And then I'm gonna do Sekiro because I enjoy pain, suffering, and agony, and then Bloodborne. Sekiro is
Where does Demon Souls fit in there?
Demon Souls is one I want to do, but it's not to me as standard as these ones. And I tried Demon Souls back in the day. I did not like the first boss, like that giant guy you have to take down. It's so annoying.
Jesus.
Did you play the original on PS3 or did you play the
No,
remake?
I played the remake. I did not like the remake that much.
Oh, I thought it was a really good remake.
I just don't
I-
know the mechanics of that one as well. I'm very good at Elden Ring, and even this was before I got very good at Elden Ring, but I struggled with Demon Souls more than any
Staxx, you
of
might
the
be
other
bad at this
Souls
game.
games.
I might be.
Is I Staxx washed?
I might be washed, bro. I might be washed. Let me stop trying to show everything, and I'll just speed run. I'll go super duper fast through this first little part right here.
I do love the boss design of this game. Like that first boss, I remember when I was a kid and I tried to play this and be that first boss and I got cooked. But he's actually not that hard once you learn his mechanics. Like he's very easy. The beast, or what's his name?
Cleric
Beast. Yeah,
So
he's
this
so
guy has my echoes, so I need him.
So I played the original Demon Souls on PS3, and I actually found that game really, really challenging. Not because it's hard, challenging in that sense that the boss designs are difficult or anything. It's just clunky.
Yeah.
In a way that Dark Souls, I think, also has some of, but Dark Souls, they kind of figured out a little bit better how to implement some gameplay stuff that made it a little bit better. But then the Demon Souls remake fixed a lot of that chunkiness to me.
I liked Demon Souls. The biggest thing I didn't love was that Bro's aura
Look
farming.
at Yarnum. Look at Yarnum.
So nice.
I don't like the mortal versus ghoul mechanic you have going on. It low-key gets annoying, especially if you're trying to get to the boss and you're dying a lot. It's not that it's difficult in that sense. It's just a mechanic that I'm not used to compared to other Dark Souls games. Like Dark Souls 1, you're yourself, you know what I mean, until you or no, it's the same. Or it's not the same. I mean, it's
So
just Dark Souls.
it's not the same. So in Demon Souls, your health keeps going down. In
Yes.
subsequent games, you have kind of your full health when you're in your living form, and then there's an undead form after you die, where you have reduced health, but it doesn't continue
Yes.
to reduce.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily love that about Dark Souls, but it's just about getting good. I know that. It's just
Mhm.
takes a lot of time to get good with. And Dark Souls 1, I mean, it's a remaster. It's not perfect though. So, you know what I mean? So it definitely struggles in some. Also, I will say Dark Souls 1, you can tell its age when you're playing it just by the way the map's laid out, where you have to go.
It's
It makes
definitely
no
age.
sense sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember I think I was trying to get to the first boss, but there is no first boss in Dark Souls 1. It's kind of how much pain and suffering you want to go through. So you can choose the path of least pain and suffering, or the path of I'm going to rip my arms off instead of throwing my controller at the wall type of anger. I'm trying to think I need to get through Dark Souls 1 because I know it's so good.
It's a great game. It is technically worse than the games that come after it, just because.
Well, I've heard Dark Souls 2 is pure agony in a pure agony
No.
simulator.
Now if you play the
Nah,
Sins
it's
of the
pretty good.
Scholar version, it's good.
Yeah, because I have that. There was a deal where like all of them were discounted plus the Sins of the Scholar version and like the DLCs for
Yeah.
them. So I was like, I'm gonna cop. Like it was like $80 and I got all of them or something like that. I was like, I will gladly pay that over full price for every single game.
Yeah, the Sins of the Scholar version fixed a lot of stuff about Dark Souls 2 that was a little unsavory. I love Dark Souls 2. I will defend it to the death. People often will put it, as the
Isn't it-
lowest tier game.
Isn't
I
it just
don't think
one
it's that
boss
bad.
that's really bad? It's like the
There
butterfly
are,
boss.
I mean, that
Whatever it
boss
was.
isn't even that bad. That the butterfly boss is from Dark Souls 1 anyway.
I think it's just the camera of Dark Souls is a little rough. I think that's what it was from what I remember.
I'll tell you though, I love Dark Souls 3 though, unapologetically.
Oh
I think
no,
Dark Souls 3
that's
is an
why I want to get to
incredible
Dark
game.
Souls 3 because I know it's like
so good.
it's a fan favorite. Like it's some of the best in the series. Like
Well, and it calls back to Dark Souls 1 a bunch of times. There's a lot
Yeah.
of just direct references to Dark Souls 1, and it's just smoother, faster, better. They found their stride by Dark Souls 3.
like this sounds wrong, but the reason I struggle with Souls games is because a lot of times I have to look up where to go, and I kind of enjoy playing it that way. But a lot of people are like, "You're supposed to explore." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know what I'm doing." Like I like watching a video, following through, and getting to
Mhm.
experience the story, but still dealing with the combat and the like because some of the way that they build these games, like I don't know how some of the people that play these games find these things. Like some of the Elden Ring stuff that they had to do, the Elden Ring, what new editing software, the Elden Ring that they had to do, that like I genuinely like I don't they're like, okay, so there's a cave here and you have to go down to approximately the 3.5 level and then you have to kill this guy and then you get a bell bearing. Who in their
Yeah.
right mind explored that whole map and figured that out? I'm sorry. That is crazy. Like Elden Ring is one of my favorite games. It is probably my favorite game of all time, easily. And I still had to watch walkthroughs for certain areas because I just didn't know what to do. Eventually it became part of my routine and I learned it and I understood it, but it was so difficult to just fathom that idea of I can't fathom it.
First of all, I think you really underestimate people's abilities to use their free time to just really, really map out areas in games like this.
Yeah.
There are people that have just devoted their existence to that, and they're very good at it. And I have nothing but respect for that because I can't do that. The thing about using guides too in a Souls game, especially, is the guide doesn't kill the boss for you. You still have to do it yourself.
Yeah, and I like it for exploring the map, like because here's the thing, right? Maybe it's a complex or whatever, but I like getting through bosses and becoming overpowered and then going to the next boss and like not clapping them because you still have to know mechanics, but it's like that gratification of okay, I know the mechanics, I know I'm strong enough, I know I can just do it. You know what I mean? Like okay, let's soul grind for a little bit or rune grind or like get some soul echo grinding going on. You know what I mean? That's fun to me. I love that. I don't know if that's wrong because a lot of people are like, it's supposed to be his maximum difficulty. I'm like, I kind of want to enjoy the boss fight a little bit, not suffer through it with every single fiber of my being, if that makes sense. Like that's how I learn the mechanics and make my builds and optimize different traits. And that's one of my favorite things is the builds in these games. So it got my friend Austin into it because he loves playing 2K and he has like all these 2K builds that he makes and he like loves that. And once I showed him Elden Ring building, he was like, this is amazing. And I was like, I know. It's peak. Like the way you can build your character out exactly how you want to in a game like that with so many different traits. I think
Tysax right now is doing such a Dark Souls thing. He's just skipping so many enemies because you just don't have to fight them.
The only reason I think it's worthwhile to fight them in the beginning for a new player, first of all, get a handle of combat. Second of all, after the combat is to farm some blood echoes. I did that when I first played because it's a good area to level yourself up 5 times or whatever and go take on the boss. It gets a little monotonous, but I know there's better areas to do that in.
No, I agree. Early on, it is probably important to stop and fight a lot of enemies. I do also think it's kind of a trap to some extent, though, because resources initially in this game are very limited. You don't have
Yeah.
a renewable health flask in this game like you do in the Souls games. You have health potions that are limited, and if you
Yeah,
and you
but I
can
mean, if
and
you
probably will early on run out.
there's those guys down those stairs to your left that you almost just went towards, Staxx,
The big
and
guys,
you can
yeah.
farm them for
Yeah.
for
You
blood
can farm,
vials. I
sure.
remember that's one of my favorite farms to go to because you can just stun them and it's easy blood vials.
Yeah, I think you get 4 from
Yeah,
them.
these guys are just straight attacking with a brick, which I love. That dude's just got a straight up chunk of masonry. So
From what
all
I
of these
remember,
people here too that
Yeah.
appear monstrous, the reason they are monstrous is because they have all ingested blood of some kind.
yes,
Most commonly beast's blood, and
yep.
so now they've all transformed into monstrous versions of what used to be human or what passed for human.
So like you just got blood vials yourself like that, and they have like don't they have like a chest system when you sit down at a campfire, or not a campfire? I'm sorry, a lantern.
Yeah, it's
Like you have a reserve, so
yes.
I
So
think yeah.
when you go, I'll show you really quickly. It's right here.
It's been a minute. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
I have
So-
to actually play through this game again, but
So when you die, and you revive into the hunter's nightmare or the hunter's dream, whatever
Yeah.
they call it at the time, there is I think it might be no, it's open. Cool. All right, so you have a reserve here,
yep.
and this is so I have 12 blood vials. No, this is what I have on me.
That's your actual inventory, yeah.
Yeah. So storage.
Yeah,
I have
because-
4 Molotov cocktails. So let's say in my 10 is the max.
Yeah.
So I just used one. I can go and take out of my storage, take one. Or if
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used one and died, it will automatically give me max of whatever I have stored.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I'm pretty sure you can also farm those guys we were just talking about for blood vials and for quicksilver bullets, from what I remember. I think they also, or they're quicksilver, I think, right?
Yeah,
that's what they're
quicksilver.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they drop both. So it's a good early game farm for blood echoes, vials, and quicksilver bullets. And
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite things about these games is you can find areas like that and optimize the absolute hell out of it. You can literally be like, okay, I'm going to sit here for an hour and a half. I'm about to go take on a few bosses. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go take on the boss when I'm ready. I like that. I like that you can take your time with it. That's probably my favorite thing. Like, I know yeah.
What's also great is this door right here was previously locked, right? Remember this guy right here.
Yes, I remember.
So when you run around and you inevitably kill these guys, and it is what it is, right? This right here is
That's the
another
second boss.
checkpoint. Will come later. That's
Oh, I got
Father
to the
Gascoigne.
third boss. I got to the third boss then. That the like skin guy that you beat with Molotovs.
Bloodstar Beast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Polestar Beast.
There's
that's
a
where
lot
it's
of
going.
ways to
Because I know you can
get
skip
around
the
the
first
map.
boss like entirely.
yeah,
Right.
cleric. I'm gonna go to him just
Yeah,
because
definitely.
it's
Definitely
cleric.
fight
And to advance on what Adapter was saying a little bit earlier, he likes over leveling and all this stuff because you want to learn the game, blah blah blah. But I feel like once you're like a really good player at the game, like I love coming into this boss right here and just walking. They can't get me anymore. Just walking up and just watching cleric
Yeah.
jump.
Because you know
from
what you're
over
doing.
here.
I mean,
It's
I could do
so
that in
good.
Elden Ring against Margit. You know what I mean? Like I could clap Margit now. It's like muscle memory. Like I've established it in my genes at this point how to beat him. I love the sounds he makes too. They're so good.
Cleric is so good.
I think Cleric Beast is a very strong first boss. He's also, again, in the tradition of Souls games, they usually throw some kind of gigantic demon thing that's not overly difficult, but I would say actually Cleric Beast is probably one of the more difficult initial bosses you play in
Oh,
a Souls
Yeah,
game.
definitely. I will say he's not hard if you know. The biggest thing is the reason I was able to do okay at Bloodborne when I first played it. I think I played Sekiro right before playing it, but also because of Elden Ring and like learning, okay, this is all right. I got hit by this attack. I was this far away. I got hit by this attack. I was this close. This is the range I need to be at. X, Y, and Z. He's going to wind up to do this attack. He's going to wind up to do that attack. I think that's probably one of the best. That's one of the coolest. When you like, I can only describe it as like every time I go into when I was playing Elden Ring with my friends and I beat Margit with them, I would walk in and be able to dodge everything perfectly. And there's just like something about that when you know a boss's mechanics that good, it just feels so good. Like you walk in and you're like, you know exactly what you got to do. You could take a hit maybe or two, but you can still just get up and get back to it.
One of the other mechanics in this game that we haven't touched on yet, when you take damage in this game, your health bar doesn't immediately go away. Like your health
favorite.
drops, but there's a little section of it that's still orangish, reddish that you can get back by
Yes.
attacking while that's still up, and it goes away
Yep.
after a few seconds. But you can regain a bunch of your health if you are being aggressive. So this game really, really rewards aggressive play styles, which is again a departure, I think, from the Dark Souls formula a little bit.
So for example, I'll let it happen right here.
Let those awful frickin' crows attack
My
you.
health is now advancing.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back. So if they're aggressive and you're aggressive, you kind of can't die.
He says as he
No.
dies.
He says as he dies.
No, but also don't you have weapon durability to worry about in this game?
Yes.
Am I thinking of a different one?
Yes, you do. That doesn't really take into account though until like kind of late game.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but like
That's one of the things I don't love about the older Souls games, and I know that this is kind of like a trial of by fire. Is in the first games you genuinely will struggle to path to the boss. They make the path to the boss long, and they make it ruthless. And I think that they kind of got rid of that with Elden Ring a little bit. They made it the only one I will say is bad, I think, is Godskin Duo. To him was pretty rough. That was an awful walk to the Godskin Duo. But I don't think like I'm glad that they got rid of it, but I know it's also like once you do it and you know it well. You know what I mean? Like this
Definitely.
path, like you open the shortcut. Most people don't know about this shortcut. I didn't know about this shortcut for a long time, and it just saves you infinite
time.
amount of time.
So much time. It's unreal how much time it saves you. I'll skip all these dogs. I'll kill this one. But there's a lot like to be said about Bloodborne with like I can look out right here and like that's the bridge or no.
That's a place that you've been.
Yeah, like you've been there. Like Bloodborne is all kind of like cemented. That's why like when I was climbing that ladder about 10 minutes ago to get to Central Yarnum, I looked back because I heard Cleric and I wanted to see if he was there. He wasn't.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I looked at the bridge that I fight Cleric on. You know, like it's
cool.
It's all the same. It's so cool how it's quasi open world.
Now Staxx skips some dialogue there with that lady, but he doesn't know any safe places yet either.
Yeah.
But he
and
will.
then also that hunter right there, you can kill that hunter, right?
Eileen,
I'm not saying to do it right now.
That's Eileen, yeah.
That's Eileen.
But doesn't she become useful later? I don't know the lore or whatever it is.
You could use her as like she'll come and help you fight if you complete her quest.
Boss, yeah.
Or if you kill her, you get her outfit.
Yes, I know that. Her outfit's like goated. That's
really
the only
good.
reason why people kill her.
It's really good. Now there is a way to kill her with a little bit of cheese. If you wait until you're in the Grand Cathedral, you can do kind of a thing where, let's say Eileen is right here, and you're here. You can hit her, and then come back here, and she can't come past here. And then you hit her, and then you go back here.
Yeah,
You know,
because I know
So,
she's ruthless. She will.
she is. She's
decimate
hard.
you.
She's very hard.
Almost all of the hunter NPCs are very, very ruthless. They are very tough.
Yes.
I'm thinking about in Old Yharnam, in the tower where you have the multiple hunters that attack you.
Yeah,
That part is brutal the first time you go through there.
yeah. Once you learn kind of like how to do it, it becomes a lot easier. Like I'll just equip
There's
a
There's a
cannon.
nice little jump scare there for the first time you play through there too. Those guys.
Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a blood red brooch somewhere over here too. There's a so shard. I forget what I was saying. Oh, I would typically just use like a cannon
Yep.
and then just let them
Here's another Souls game staple. Big Pig.
Why are you going down into the sewer again? Isn't there like bloodstone something down here to give you blood echoes?
There's a brooch that I want here, but I'm not gonna get it.
There's a what?
There's a brooch. It's like a gem. It's really good for early game that I want, but that pig would not charge me when I wanted him to. So this is the life of Souls. This is what Souls games are all about, though. Like this is when I remember when this game first came out, man, and I was super young, and like here I am all the way back at the beginning. I would be like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But like, pain is your reward, you know. Like, it took me years to find this little shortcut right here. It took me years to figure out which way to go, what people to fight. That's to me like that's the beauty of Souls. Like it doesn't.
There's such a sense of accomplishment when you start to piece together kind of where to go and the how the areas are connected and how to quickly travel between them, and the best tactic for dealing with each mob. Like there's unlike any game I think you could play, there's just such this reward in getting good at doing it. And then
that's why I loved Elden Ring, because yes, I watched walkthroughs, but the thing is, I had to memorize the walkthroughs. I had to memorize where to go, what path to take, how to hit the boss, what weapons to use against the boss, what was actually good, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. Like that's the reward at that point.
And again, you still had to fight that boss.
Exactly.
A perfect example is right here. This guy right here, right? I hit that. This is the Saw Spear. I'm 95% sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It took me so long to figure that out. When now I'm down here. This is not a place I was at the last time that we were doing it. I had to figure this all out. I had to map out where I am, what's around me, what are the enemies I'm going to be fighting. You know, like it's incredible now. And now because I'm over on this side, I can't go to where I just went before, which is over that way up top there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's a ladder.
And then you have to drop down, right?
I think so. Yeah.
From the side that you're on, you have to drop down.
Yeah.
There's no way back up on that side.
But now I have a Saw Spear. You know what I mean? And now I'll just stay down.
So Bloodborne more than I think the other games actually. You'll go into an area like you're here, and this is the point you were trying to make, and I'm just going to say it a little bit differently. There are 3 or 4 different ways to approach the same area, and you're going to get a different result each time you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it rewards going back through the areas from a different approach. And you don't know, you can't always tell that there are different approaches until you go back later, and then maybe you'll spot a ladder, or you'll spot a place that you can fall down that you didn't notice before.
Oh yeah, the Eternal Souls game ladders.
They're so vast.
Like, why are they so long? Like, they're all so crazy. Oh yeah, and I forgot you can
also,
do that.
by the way, this is a seamless world. You can explore all of Yharnam from front end to back end without ever hitting a loading screen.
Yes,
if you're doing it on foot, it's crazy.
Impressive. It's very impressive.
considering this is a PS4 an early PS4 game.
It is shocking. I mean, the way that they were able to, they used like the red skies to make it look, the low poly textures in the back look good and like not riddled with pixels and everything. Like they did such a good job at, I can't even think about the game development that went into this. It was probably excruciating. But they always do such a good job. The world building is great.
And again, like what Ty was saying, like right, like down here, we're gonna go there. Like that.
Oh, yeah, that's
a place that exists.
That's the third boss. That's the
like
Morningstar or whatever it was.
If you look, like we're very high on a bridge, so it's kind of hard to see. But like all these places that like we're looking like that's Canehurst Castle right there. We're going to go there. That's going to be a thing, and we can go on that castle and look down and see this bridge. It's all in real time. It's so cool.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things in video games.
The speedrunning community in this game, a lot of that is trying to figure out ways to get from those points more quickly by going out of bounds and exploiting parts of the map that you're not actually supposed to interact with, which I think is just really cool.
Actually, this boss right here, Staxx, and Tyglers, this is one of those walks I was telling you about, because to get here, it is a pretty long walk and a lot of enemies that you have to dodge through and just try not to get hit by, because a lot of times you don't want to waste your time going to a boss to kill the same enemies 15 times. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn the best route to go around them. And because that's the thing about Dark Souls games, I think even the developers, or Souls games in general, Soulsborne, if you will, have talked about it. They're like, we don't want you to kill all the enemies. That's not the point. We're trying to crowd you so that you are forced to think on your feet. Like, that's the whole idea of all these games, and that's why I love them. Yeah, yes, they're probably the most stressful things known to man, and I don't think that any sane person would enjoy the pain that these games cause, but that's part of the fun. I remember my friends and I were fighting for our lives against this guy because I think he has a second phase, right? And he gets like crazy.
He does.
So this is your first second phase boss.
Father Gascoigne is a hunter, and he's also, from a story perspective, he's your first real indication that something really, really messed up is happening here, and you'll see it because of phase 2. You'll see something is definitely wrong in Yharnam.
Why is he so loud?
All right, buddy. Okay.
No, it's not your fault. I can edit all of this later.
I don't know why the game chose to make that part so loud by comparison. I don't know if that's Riverside or what, but pretty funny.
I gotta back away.
His opening line in the opening cinematic too, where he says "Beasts all over the shop." I say that in my normal life sometimes when, like, if I'm in a weird situation and I'm like, oh, this is weird, I'll just say, oh, beasts all over the shop.
Yeah.
It stuck with me for a long time.
I don't know. It's such a good game. I love all Souls games. I even love Sekiro, despite how absolutely agonizing.
Yeah, can we talk about Sekiro for just a second? Because you like it, by the sounds of it. Staxx, did you play Sekiro?
So I played Sekiro for like maybe 40 minutes.
What I will say is the mini bosses are just as hard, if not harder, than the main bosses. And that's the craziest part about that game. There is a mini boss that you have to face that isn't even the main boss, that you fight on top of a building. Like on the top floor of a building. And I don't know, Ty Glorious, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Staxx, I don't know if you ever beat him. But basically, you have to perfect parry 3 times in a row every time he attacks, or you basically get one tapped. And if you are not careful about it, you will get one tapped. It took me, I think, like 25 tries or something like that. It was pretty. Why are you killing her? Isn't she the goat?
She's okay, but it's quicker to use your blood angles this way as opposed to dealing with the dialogue.
That's fair.
So that's real quick. That's Bloodborne's version of like the Shrine Maiden or the Fire Maiden, but she's a doll, like literally a doll.
She must have been inspiration for Ronnie then. I feel like in Elden Ring, it must have been some sort of inspiration.
Yeah, there's definitely some inspiration there.
Oh my god, I pressed all the wrong buttons.
I've done that. I've done that so many times, dude. And then you accidentally light yourself on fire. But yeah, no, Sekiro. So basically, this fight, if you have to be pixel perfect for about 5 minutes straight, I'd say. Well, it feels like 5 minutes, probably not, but and as long as you're pixel perfect and maybe mess up 2 times, you'll be fine. But he's relentless. He is one of the hardest bosses I've ever faced in a video game, just for that fact alone. And he wasn't even the main course. He was the after course. Like he or the pre-course. He was the appetizer before you even got to the guy on the roof with a bow that could one tap you. Like, it's crazy work to me.
I loved the design of Sekiro and the concept, like the concept of a fast-paced kind of Souls type game where it's heavily focused on parrying and just kind of every boss, every fight is a slightly different approach, because your character doesn't really change. You can't build him out a whole lot. You can do a little bit, but the approach to each boss is kind of based on the boss and not on your own build, which I think is a cool game design, but it is brutally difficult.
I would say, you can correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of boss design, speed, and like difficulty, I think Sekiro is probably as far as they could push it before it becomes borderline unplayable at some points. Like I think the speed takes the Bloodborne speed and cranks it up to 1,000. It takes the difficulty of fast-paced fights to an unmatched level. And I think that it like, if they ever went harder than that, I think they would lose a lot of people, because it just.
I actually think they did lose people with Sekiro.
They did.
Yeah.
They lost people quit the series after Sekiro because they just couldn't do it anymore. But
then they came back with Peak and Elden Ring. So
yeah, I mean, I will say, based off of playing Bloodborne, Sekiro, some of Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring is the most polished and easiest of the FromSoft games. I hate to say it. There are parts of it that are harder than
overall,
others.
But definitely there are a couple of bosses in Elden Ring that are by far their hardest bosses.
I still never beat Prime Consort Radahn, and I will have to one day. To one day. But keep in mind, when I did that, when I was like really trying him, I like grinded out Shadow of the Erd Tree to the Oblivion, and it messed me up.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to
ride in elevators here.
Yeah, I was trying to.
I know what you were trying to do. Send it back up.
I did beat Prime Consort Radahn, and it was very, very difficult, and I felt very accomplished. I also, but for the record, and this has, I think, more to do with the fact that I was over-leveled and already I had a lot of hours in Elden Ring. I didn't have any issue with what's-his-face in the expansion in Shadow of the Erd Tree. That first boss that everybody had difficulty with, the snake guy. What was his name?
Oh, starts with an M, doesn't it?
God,
I don't know. The snake dude, though. Everybody had so much trouble with that guy. I had my eldest
Mesmer.
had friends over.
Mesmer.
Yes, my eldest had friends over when I was fighting Mesmer, and they were like, you're never going to beat this guy. I killed him on my 3rd try.
Yeah, I think it took me, I don't think I hit double digits. It took me a few tries. I will say his second phase, when he like gets the snake and everything, is annoying. I'm not saying it's hard.
It's pretty wild.
The thing is, the biggest thing is, like, once you play enough Souls games, it doesn't become difficult. It becomes annoying. There are certain times where you're like, you can struggle with a boss fight, yes, but there's certain times where you're just like, okay, now I'm kind of pissed off because I'm just annoyed at the fact that happened. Like, sometimes the hitboxes are not perfect in these games. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you'll get hit hard for no reason, and it will just it like, even though you dodged it and you knew you hit the iframe, and it makes you, I would say, mad, but also annoyed, because you're like, I literally had it. I had it, and they kind of robbed me of it. I
think the thing that bothers me in that way is mechanically, sometimes in those complex fights, you just have to be really, 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 really patient. Sometimes to a degree that I find annoying, because I'm like, I'm just waiting for an opening and he's not giving me one. He's doing the same attack. Oh, he's doing it again.
When
oh
they
my god, he's
spam
doing
it,
it again.
When they spam it, oh my god, dude.
And
There's
all I
some
can do is
bosses that will
dodge and dodge and dodge, and there's no
what is
opening to attack.
a prime example of that? I'm trying to think of a prime example of one of the bosses that does that in Elden Ring.
Prime
Melania
Consort
does
Radon
it.
does that crap a lot.
Yes. Oh my god, he does. That's also part of why I stopped, because I was just like, I'm gonna snap my controller in half. This is actually making me mad.
Some of the bosses in Night Rain do that too, in a way that's
Oh
really
my!
irritating.
Oh, you know who does that? You know why I never beat Night Rain? Libra. Libra will spam.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, honest to God, I've played Fire Giant, and I think I would play Fire Giant 15 times over Libra. Libra is the most annoying boss I've ever faced in a video game, because not only are you coordinating with other people, which makes things difficult, but on top of that, if you are not pixel perfect on some of these dodges, or not paying attention for even a split second, you get cooked. And it just messes me up every time. Like, Libra will literally lay me down flat and tell me to take it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, my fault. I didn't realize that this was your game, not mine. I don't know. Night Rain's a lot of fun with people, though. Like, I remember I think I put like 30 hours on it in like 2 weeks. Like, I was, while I was in school, it was so bad. I was like literally like not doing homework because I wanted to play Elden Ring. Like,
if you can get a regular crew to play, it's super fun.
I definitely got to get back into it, because they released the DLC, and I forgot that I bought the game with the DLC pass, because it was like $60 with the DLCs. I was like, okay, well, this is not really bad, so I'll just buy the DLCs too. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, fun fact, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to buy the DLC so we can all play again soon. And then I'm like, oh wait, I have it purchased.
Already did.
Yeah, so I have it purchased, but I the biggest reason I don't like love Night Rain, and I know it's intentional game design, I wish I could run through it solo. You can, but it is so difficult. Some of these bosses are designed, like Libra is designed for a multi-crew. Like, when he does that thing in between phases where you have to shoot the sigils. If you don't have more than one person, it is almost impossible to do that.
So now you can see a hunter here in Gascoigne who has, in mid-fight, transformed into a monstrous version of himself.
Yes.
So this is supposed to be your early indication that there is something really messed up going on in Yharnam. And now you're supposed to be starting to think, is this going to happen to me? Is this my fate as a hunter now as well?
Well, wasn't he feasting on dead bodies before
just
this?
Mess up?
He drank the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GG Gascoigne.
Yeah, you got this. That's Father Gascoigne. It gives you the Uden tomb key.
And a little bit of backstory for Father Gascoigne. So that brooch that I was trying to get earlier in the game, it's called the Blood Red Brooch. If we come up here, that very first cutscene you see when you load into this game is you see him hacking at somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was his wife. Because that was his wife. And down here is his child.
Oh.
The red jeweled brooch.
I see. That's insane. I will say, in terms of like cutscenes and like lore and like the sound, I will say I don't think anything will beat Elden Ring. I do think Bloodborne's beautiful, but like when you start that Elden Ring game for the first time and you experience that like first opening cutscene, and you're like, the Elden Ring shattering, you're like, what is that? What is the Elden Beast? What is God? Who is God for you? Who is Margit? Who is Morgott? Right? These different people, like, I don't know. There's something about that. It's always creating that sense of wonder. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
oh my
I do think
god,
there's definitely
yeah.
a very personal piece to that because I happen to think that the gothic horror
I do
setting of
like it too.
Bloodborne is so much more interesting even than Elden Ring's kind of setting. Even though
That's
Elden
fair.
Ring is a beautiful game, but
I'm
this
just a
this is
glazer.
unique by comparison. There's nothing
Yes.
this dark and gothic. I was going to say earlier, all the Souls games have an element of horror to them to some extent because we're dealing with monsters and zombies and stuff. But this game is a horror story,
Yes.
which I think is why it resonates probably with the three of us as much as it does. It's a horror story, and we're horror guys, and I like that about it because there
I do
is
too.
truly, and we're not even going to get to scratching the surface in this 1 hour look or so, but there is a deep gothic, extra dimensional horror story here to experience in a way
Exactly.
that is so good, and the depths of it are really unexpected until certain conditions in the game are met.
Yeah.
You just straight up kill her?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I didn't know people did that.
For what? What do you get?
The Formless Odin.
What is that?
It's a rune that I'll get a little bit later in the game that I really like, and I want to make sure I get it before I forget.
And you
I
just
see.
get it now? That's crazy. I didn't know you. I mean, like, I knew you could kill her. I didn't know that there was a reward for doing so. Also, look, the doll's back.
$1 back.
Doesn't she
Also, hey,
revive every time
who's
you
this
kill her?
guy?
Who is that guy?
Hell, he's
So
dead now.
This is where I get that thing that I just got, the Formless Odin. This one.
Yep.
Higher
Well, you
Quicksilver
got so
bullets.
you got a workshop tool, which we kind of burned past. But after
Yeah.
you kill Gascoigne, there's a chest. You get a workshop tool. You use that here to upgrade your weapon in a bunch of different ways.
So the way you fortify is with these what are they at? These Bloodstone shards.
Yeah.
So Bloodstone shards, and then there's twin Bloodstone shards. There's Bloodstone chunks, and then there's a thing over here that will give you. God,
Cannot believe you slipped off there. I
do it all the time. It's over here, and this is using insight. You can get a bunch of other things. Every boss you fight, if they're a hunter, you can buy their things for insight. You can buy their outfit for insight. They seem to not have any, but you can get chunks there, and that's how you upgrade your weapons, which is on the workshop.
And insight is in itself a totally unique and crazy mechanic in this game because it's a currency that you use, but it's also truly supposed to represent like insight into what is going on in the world.
Yes.
And the more insight you get, the more you see the world for what it actually is. And some of those gothic horror aspects become really apparent when your insight gets really high because you can actually start to see other dimensional things that are present at all times that you can't otherwise see. And it's great. It's so cool when that realization happens.
I didn't know that.
When that moment, oh, dude. When that moment happens, when your insight gets high enough and you start seeing like giant Lovecraftian monsters hanging from the walls of the chapel.
Yeah.
A place that you've been running around for hours and you thought was a safe haven and normal. No, there's a giant tentacle monster hanging out on the outside of it.
That's crazy.
You just couldn't see it.
Even here, if you have enough insight and you're far enough in the game, these pillars will be on fire. This will be on fire. The moon is red.
Isn't there still like a huge theory about what those pillars are? It's like they haven't ever figured it out.
There is that. So the theory is that is everyone's hunter's dream. So if you were playing, you might be one of those hunter's dreams.
Yeah, that's what I.
Glory might be one. Like every pillar is a hunter's dream.
That's interesting. I forgot that it was that, and then there was other ones. I just can't remember them exactly, but I remember. Here's the thing, like, listen, I'll play these games, even if it spoils some of it, I'll still watch lore videos because I want to understand. Like, I've
The
listened to
lore
probably like
videos
20.
for Bloodborne are so good.
They are
I've
very in
listened to
depth as well.
listened/watched to probably like 20 hours of Elden Ring lore because it's so expansive and it's so interesting to understand. Like, you realize when you I don't know if you know this, Staxx, but when you fight Prime Consort Radahn for the first time, you think, okay, this is Prime Radahn. Fun fact, actually, that Radahn is limited by Mohg's body. He's limited. He's not even at his full strength. Prime Radahn wouldn't be beatable. Like, you couldn't kill him if you tried.
Prime
Like,
Radahn was so strong they had to cripple him.
yes. He literally controlled gravity, the stars. He stopped the stars. He stopped the planet or whatever dimension they were
Jeez.
on. Like, he and the whole, he would have kept being that strong if he wasn't infected by the Scarlet Rot with was he infected by Melania, or was he yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So he was infected by Melania.
So Melania, so Melania and Radahn fought, and Melania
Yes.
lost that fight, but in losing that, she infected him.
Yes. And I think that was because of their son, or not son, the brother of Melania. What was his name? It was over that guy, because that's how you do the DLC after beating Mohg.
So they're all half siblings because they're all the product of either America or her male form, who she also
Godfrey?
married.
No, not Godfrey.
No. The red haired dude that you fight at towards the end of the game, but not the end of the game.
I remember when I was watching the lore.
I don't know why I can't think of their names.
It might spoil it for you. I don't know if you care, but in Elden Ring, there's this character Marika that you see statues all for, and you see, actually, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna look up his name.
She's a little god. She married another person that she essentially
Radagon.
raised to godhood. Yes, Radagon. Thank you. Also, if you see a dude with a lantern in this game, probably just don't go near them.
Yeah, they're
Those
very
lantern
hard.
guys are annoying.
These guys are like the fuck.
They are gatekeepers to to later moving forward.
Do they respawn, or are they a one-time kill? I forgot.
They respawn.
They respawn.
Oh yeah, I remember these guys then.
God.
But basically, Staxx. So Marika and Radagon are seen and talked about as two separate beings through the game.
Okay.
But also, they're talked about, you learn this through doing the different endings, that they are the same person.
Yeah.
She married herself. I don't know,
and had
really
kids with herself.
I don't know how that logic works, but it is some of the craziest. Like, I remember I was listening to it and I was watching a video and I heard that. I was like, Marika is Radagon, Radagon is Marika. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this is the craziest lore drop I've ever heard in my entire life. You're telling me that these two people that are seen as gods are not two gods, they're one god? Like, this is utterly insane.
They represent different facets of a god,
Yes.
essentially.
Yeah.
And
Radagon's kind of like that, like, over the top, like, I guess you could say masculine, like, strength and power hungry and all this other stuff. And then I think that's how it goes. I haven't watched a video in a minute on it. I haven't played it in a minute. I think that's how it is. And like, everybody sees Marika as like forgiving and caring and for her children and all these different things and stuff like that. I guess the classic trope, you could say. But yeah, I don't know. I love these games and their lore. It's a lot of my friends don't like these games and their lore because you have to watch a video to really understand what's going on. But that's part of the fun for me, is like, okay, I can piece together what I am doing right now, maybe part of it, but I can't piece together everything. And I like that you have to like really delve into what everything means.
So the story is everything in the storytelling is in the game. So
Yes.
like but to piece it together completely, you have to read every item description and every piece of text that's scattered around, and you have to have conversations with every NPC in the game. And
Yes.
it is just easier if you really want to get to the heart of the story to let somebody else do all that for you.
Yes.
So there's a content creator that I really like. His name is Vati,
think I've heard of him.
Vaati. He makes Souls videos on all the Souls games, and they are incredibly good quality. He also has this really nice way of speaking.
I think I know.
So you
I think
could
I have
really-
watched his videos.
He's a preeminent Souls guy.
Yeah.
I
see
really
now-
recommend checking him out.
I love these games, but I would never ask my girlfriend to try to learn one of these games because I don't think it's her style. It's not even because she's a girl. I genuinely, she likes like Minecraft and stuff like that. I can only imagine because I remember the first time. Listen,
For the
I
casual
told her,
gamer, this is not a very good game to play. If you're a casual
No.
gamer, do not play Souls games. They are very far too hard.
I told her, I said, if I ever get dementia, please put Elden Ring in front of me for the first time again. Thank you. I need to experience it for the first time, one more time in my life. It'll be like muscle memory. I'll be like a sleeper cell that finally awakens when you put it in front of me. But
I consider myself very lucky. My wife loves these games. She likes to play them. She likes watching me play them. So I've been very lucky over the years to be able to sit down and really put a lot of time into these and just have my wife sit there and watch me do it.
yeah, like my girlfriend would enjoy watching me play these, but if I handed her the controller, she would tell me to screw off because I don't think that she would want to attempt this.
Yeah,
I
my
don't know,
wife's
I
got some
still-
good hours in Dark Souls.
What was that?
My wife's got some good hours in the original
yeah.
Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know. I just love how these games. There's just something about them. They always do them right, and like every other game that's tried to be like a Souls-like has never been able to replicate the formula the way that they have, and I don't know how.
Yeah.
I think it's just how the coding is done, and at From Software is that they have this coding down to like the iframes, the hitboxes, everything is like perfect in these games. So
I want you guys to take a mental note of where I am right now.
yeah.
I don't have any on me, but I'm going to go get some. And I want to show you something super, super cool. So take a mental note of where I am. This door right
Yeah.
here. Okay?
Take a mental snapshot.
Take a mental note. I'm going to go get what I need. And then I'll show you something super cool.
And I also want to say earlier too, you know, Staxx has a ton of hours in this game. He's very, very good at it. He's dying.
I am dying.
Yeah. You're
These
still
games
going
these
to.
games are still difficult, no matter how good you are. The speedrunning community for these games too. Watching a live stream on Twitch or something of a speedrunner that's speedrunning one of these games, they die and reset a ton of times, and they're
Yes.
the best players that play these games.
I mean,
so
look at the guy that when Elden Ring came out, he played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, and beat all of them without dying once. It is like one of the craziest feats in gaming history, in my opinion, regardless. But it took him like I think like 5 years or something like that to do all of them, or it took him like he was putting in like tens of hours a day, like 10 plus hours a day or something like that, like for years to get to that point, and that is still mind blowing to me. Like that's like got to be a Guinness Book of World Records type record. Like I genuinely
there was
don't-
another guy working on beating them without getting hit.
Yes, that was actually the same guy. I think he literally was
Okay.
like, all right,
I could buy that.
I'm pretty sure he was like, all right, now we're starting the next one. We're never getting hit. And I'm like, well, obviously besides scripted hits, because there are some
think
that are.
I
scripted.
watched some of his streams, if it's the same guy that we're thinking of, and I remember, even this was years ago at this point, the games that he was playing, he had his PB down to like 2 hits, 5 hits.
That's
And
crazy.
that's insane to beat the game and only get hit 5 times. That's
At that point,
completely
in my
nuts.
opinion, it's got to be muscle memory. Like you have to have such a
Oh, yeah.
crazy muscle memory at that point to just know whatever. The biggest reason is like, I think the human brain can hold like 100 terabytes worth of information or something. I don't even know. But it basically like he had to have memorized every enemy, every type of enemy, how they hit, how they act, how they look, and then applied muscle memory to that every single time he encountered them. That is crazy work to me.
Hey, the Kirk hammer in there in that load screen, that's one of the strength weapons in this game.
So I not accidentally, but I sold all the things that I need to show you something super cool. But the shining coins, right? That door, if you go to, I'll go there right now and I'll show you exactly where it is. So where you go in Central Yarnum, you go all the way, you do that whole loop around, and that door right there, it says it's locked from the other side.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you go here to the Great Bridge, which is where you fight the cleric beast.
Yep.
It will say the same exact thing. It's the same door.
Really?
It's the same door. I put my life on it. So, am I tweaking? It has to be a different door. Oh, it's this door right here. This door right here.
No shot.
This door right here. If I were to put, so right here, this is where that chest was that I opened up.
Yeah.
And I got whatever. If I were to put a shining coin right here, and then I go about my day, and I shining coins are like little like pebbles for birds. Shining coins are meant to so you know where you've already been. So if I put a shining coin right here, and I go to that other door that I was already at, you would see a little glimmer at the bottom of that door frame. This is the same door.
Crazy.
Same door.
That's crazy work, dude. I literally, my thing is about these games too, like that door. There wasn't it was in one of the Dark Souls games where you had to, or maybe Elden Ring, where you had to hit a wall like 1,623 times and then the wall disappeared. Like, who in their right mind figured that out? Who figured that out?
I think they removed that though, because I don't think that was intended.
No, well, no, it was. I think it was because it was like a
it didn't
chest
go
behind
anywhere.
it.
No,
there was.
I don't think
I think there was a chest. I might be remembering it wrong.
I think that one door they had where you had to hit it a bunch of times, you were not intended to find that or go there.
Yeah.
And I think they removed. I think they patched it out.
Yeah.
Because I think that was in the manor, in the lava manor.
Yep.
That is a cool thing about the Souls games too, is all the illusory walls, which is a thing like once you find out about them, you spend a lot of your time from that point forward smacking a bunch of walls that never go anywhere. Well, and then you find another one again later and you freak out because
Elden Ring does that, where you're like, okay, say you're like at a chest and you accidentally swing your Uji Katana, right? And you swing, you have a super wide swing, you'll hit a wall and all of a sudden it's a fake wall. It was meant to be hit. And like literally that was a craze when Elden Ring came out. It was like, I have to check every wall now because there's a chance that it's just fake. But yeah.
I was praying for a shining coin there. Praying. Oh man. That would be so cool. But I promise you that is.
I believe you. It looks like the same door.
So the next time we do an episode like this, I'm kind of torn on what game I would choose to show off in this way. I had a backup in case Staxx didn't want to play Bloodborne today, which he very graciously said he'd absolutely do that. But Adaptable, do you have an idea of a game that you would play in this way to show off and we could talk about?
Maybe it'd be like, I'm trying to think of one that like would make sense. Either Elden Ring, maybe, but I'd have to start a new character.
Sure.
I'd have to remember a lot of my forgotten memories. Maybe like a Minecraft type thing or something, because I have like a realm.
It doesn't even need to be a Souls type. It can
I know. I'm just thinking because Elden Ring is my favorite game of all time. But the other thing about Elden Ring is that start is a lot longer than an hour. It's a little different than Bloodborne in that sense of like it is a lot longer to get to that point where you can fight that boss. Just based off of that, I mean, I would do something like Minecraft probably, or I don't know. I could play. No, Rainbow Six Siege would be too much. I don't know exactly. I'd have to look into it.
Yeah.
To figure it out.
Just something to think about in the future because the games I'm debating, like I'd love to play BioShock and talk about BioShock because I love that game just so much. I've been playing so much WoW Classic lately that I almost I was ready to play WoW today and talk about it with you guys.
That's crazy.
I was prepared for that in case we needed to do that. So I may do that in the future, but
Let me.
No, you know what
hopefully,
game I would play? I know what I would play.
Yep. Okay.
Black Ops 1 multiplayer or zombies.
I'm down.
It'd be over.
I'm down. Let me take a quick pee, really fast. I've been holding it for like 20 minutes.
Go
You're
pee
good.
and then I'll outro
Yeah.
because I need to go to sleep because I have to get up early and go to the office tomorrow.
I'm gonna play some Lego Batman, shower, and then go the fuck to bed.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
showered
god.
Before recording.
I didn't shower because I had to stay a little late at work today for some stuff.
Weird. Don't do that.
No.
Don't
one of
become
my
a slave to the man.
One of my gas chromatographs was being weird, so I had to figure it out. I get paid for it.
No, just
I-
throw
I
that
get-
in the trash.
I get paid for overtime, so we're chilling. I'm not.
Oh, you are? That's good then. Never mind.
I get overtime pay right out the gate. So, because on
Lucky you.
Fridays, if somebody starts a certain type of distillation, we have to stay to finish it because otherwise it can polymerize inside the still. Not fun. Not a fun cleanup. Trust me. Because those polymers that form are highly polar and they do not like acetone, so it is not fun.
I don't like acetone either.
I accidentally spilled THF on my hand at work. That felt like
I don't know what that
1,000
is,
bees
but-
burning my hand all at once. It was probably one of the worst sensations I've ever felt on my hand. And then my hand felt red hot, like I got stung or right before. It was so
This
bad.
probably goes without saying, but I highly recommend you not burn yourself with chemicals.
I
at work.
really try not to, but it was not fun.
Okay.
It was like
Try
acetone
harder,
on
please.
steroids. It ran down my sleeve and then down my glove on accident. It was unavoidable.
So before we outro, very quickly.
Yeah.
While
Yes.
I'm away, Adapty, I think that I love this whole Riverside
Like setup.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I do
love
too.
it. I think
Software seems fine.
a great thing that could happen from this is if you should teach Glory how to pull up things easily on like this setup where it's big, like we could see big and then the little
Yeah.
cams on the side for like, hey guys, okay, gaming news today, and then so the viewers could read along
Yeah.
with Ty talking.
I have to look into it, but from what I know, and I will, if you want to hop in a Discord call really fast after this, or not after this, I'll just text you about it.
I don't
'cause
mind.
it's gonna take a
I'm
minute to
up.
upload.
I'm up.
No, I
Like,
know it's gonna take a minute to upload. What I'm trying to say is I think you can edit it however you want. So I can edit it through the software that this has and make it so that pops up and that it's us again. From
Right.
what
Can
I
I-
know. So
Hold on. Hold on. Let me just test something real quick.
yeah,
I know that we're live here and that's silly, but
it's fine.
No, you're good. Because Glory is so good at finding the gaming news. I'm terrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm perpetually
No, I get
online, but I get brain rot on TikTok. I don't see
I do too.
nothing. He gets all the gaming news. So if he can pull that up,
it's just very, very careful research. I have just a couple of sites that I trust for news and stuff.
Star Trek Shadow Frontier.
This is a Star Trek horror game being developed by Bloober,
Really? Interesting.
and it draws from Star Trek Next Generation.
Interesting.
wow.
I've never been a Star Trek person, but I'll look into it. It looks interesting.
I don't know. I just the concept of a Star Trek horror game by
Yeah.
Bloober is so crazy to me. Anyway, I guess I don't have audio for the. Oh, I muted it though. Hold on.
Yeah. I don't know
Maybe
if
that
you
would be
unmute it
why.
here if we'll be able
An
to hear it.
entity that seeks
Oh,
to
yeah.
envelop her body and mind. And just from the little teaser trailer reveal we got,
Okay.
Oh,
anyway,
this is cool. This is cool. This works.
Yeah.
I can work the
Yeah,
I
it
can
works
work the
very well.
software just fine.
That
generally.
works.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna outro then,
All right,
and then
yeah.
you're just gonna have to cut out a big chunk of this. where we just
That's fine. That's
do
fine.
that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that format, Staxx. I hope that was fun for you to do.
That was great.
I think that there's the possibility of doing some more of this in the future, so I'll look forward to doing that. I did have fan mail stuff that I'm going to pull up real quick because this is from now
Yeah,
would
this
be a
is our
couple
2 week
weeks ago.
hiatus here.
Yeah, so this fan mail is kind of on the older side at this point, but it is worth talking about because we've got some good messages here. This one, Staxx, I think you'll agree or you'll enjoy here. This says, and I quote, "God, I hope Fable is good. I'm glad they're going back to the medieval time. The first game was the best, and the setting was a big reason why." That was from my boy Havoc
Yes.
Maker. Shout out to my boy
Yes,
Havoc Maker.
Havoc, your peak. The armors in the OG Fable were insane. I love getting the big bulky stuff, man. It was so cool. Jack of Blades.
That was on
is
our
back
Mario Kart
now.
episode where we talked about Fable for like 25 minutes.
Oh man, Fable is so good. Maybe I'll play
It's good.
Fable.
Oh my
Have you
God.
Have you watched that
Sorry.
30-minute video yet, Ty?
I got through about 10 to 15, and then my food was done, so I cut it off.
Were you feeling it though? That was 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah,
oh
dude.
yeah, dude.
Yo,
It could
I
be
just-
it could be that good.
I just realized that our Spotify, I turned this on, I forgot, auto-generated like chapters. And the
Yeah.
first chapter of our episode with Steve is special guest Steve and Dead by Daylight Overhaul, the downfall of extraction shooters and Destiny's badges, 2K's microtransaction and Fortnite's ruinous legacy. Like it generates us chapters. I
That's
know
so
it's AI
cool.
and I'm against AI, but like that
That's pretty cool.
Pretty
That's pretty cool.
harmless.
That's
That's
pretty
pretty
cool.
harmless. Fable's deep morality system and anticipated release. Oliver Tree's death, voyeurism, and healthcare trauma. Bro, what? That's crazy. That is crazy.
We had one other comment from Froggy Gen 9791 on that same video. It says, "I completely agree with Staxx on keeping the monster a mystery. Otherwise, all suspense leaves when you see the monster. The unknown is so much more terrifying."
W
That's
Gen.
fair. Did
W
we?
Gen.
Is that the Mario Kart resurfacing?
That was also on the Mario Kart episode. Yeah.
I have two, technically one's from Staxx. I have one on the Mario Kart episode here on Spotify. From Gwendolyn. She says the A in adaptable stands for audacity. The audacity to blame the AI for his fumbled Mario Kart races. All right.
Just
I mean, look,
another week.
I'm gonna
another,
have to go against her in a Mario Kart Grand Prix and
bring her on.
Sure.
Just
what's up.
another week of getting cooked by your loved ones.
I know it's
I mean-
great, isn't it?
So far, I mean, for me, W comments.
I think so.
Yeah,
W comments.
No, yeah. Keep them coming.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind some more combative ones either. I think that there's some good conversation and people telling us that we're wrong.
Yeah, I think
'Cause I know
everyone's
that
being a
we
little
are.
too nice.
I know that we're not always correct. Our takes cannot be that good, even though mine are always perfect, and I know that.
Yeah. I mean, Iron Man 3 is not S tier.
Incredible Hulk at least beats it.
A little callback
yep.
from
You
last
guys
week.
are
Little
laughing,
callback.
but
Little-
it's
little-
true.
little callback to the Marvel tier list. All right, well,
Oh my God.
you know where to find us on Spotify, YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe, share our videos, comment on our stuff. You can find Staxx at twitch.tv/Staxx237. You can find Adapty at twitch.tv/adaptable__. And occasionally you can find me at twitch.tv/Tyglorious. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.